Hey guys, Mike here from IIM Calcutta, and I have with me,
Nishita,
and we are the 58th batch to enter the hollow grounds of Joka.
dude, okay, I know you're excited about being on campus, but we have more pressing issues here.
Yeah, but look here, let's get back to the podcast. So, what is the Joker life? Well, that's something we really haven't defined for ourselves yet. So, we're gonna learn as we go,
There are going to be a lot of stories
and we're gonna talk about a lot of people,
and a lot of events.
and the magic that Joka has.
With that, let's invite a first guest for the show today.
Guys, what is this? Yeah, you could not find a guest, so you made one of the founding members a guest.
Well, we had to start somewhere, and considering our interview skills are our only marketable skill right now, so we might as
Bah,
well do
bah,
this.
bah, buzzword, buzzword. Well, spoken like a true PGP one. I like it.
Shut up, Mink, or I'll set Monty on you.
No, not fair. That was supposed to be my big reveal.
Stop it, guys. I am the guest, and you are you are supposed to question me. You are not supposed to talk among each other.
Fair enough. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll sure do that. This is Rohit Kumar Singh, and I I I I have been given admission to IIM Calcutta, and I believe strictly believe that cricket should be more popular than football.
Ooh, those are some strong words, sir. Are you sure you're gonna come with such rigid mentality to Joker?
I mean, yeah, if for everything else I can compromise, but this is non-negotiable.
So, Rohit, uh, has the feeling finally set in that you're a part of the Holy Trinity? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, so it's actually difficult to sink this feeling in because this has been dream for a long time, and I still sometimes believe that this is just a dream, and it will end someday. Someday I'll wake up and I'll realize that this was a dream. So it is yet to
Hey,
sink in.
so yeah, so it's not Inception, like dream inside a dream inside a dream. So you've made it. So let's talk about you're finally a Joker, right? And like I was talking to you backstage, and I realized you've been trying for I'm Calcutta for like a couple of times. So why exactly I'm Calcutta? Why not, let's say, other colleges?
Yeah, so IIM Calcutta, first of all, like, this is a college where people from all backgrounds come, and they have great. So IIM Calcutta is one of the colleges which has the highest median cat percentile among all the other colleges, and even the placements are, I think, one of the best in the country. It has got triple accreditations, and it sends its students for foreign exchange in CAMS. So these are some of the very good factors. And apart from this, uh, I think this place is like you can study and you can chill at the same time, and still you can get very good placements. So this was a very obvious choice for me.
So, why don't you tell us something about your profile?
Okay, so I have 85% in 10th and 81% in 12th and 72% in BTech, and that also explains why I had such a huge hope from Joka. And so yeah, so I have below average profile, but the fact that even somebody with below average profile feels confident at this college, because we believe here that magic happens at Joka. And one of the important lines at Joka is we leave no one behind. So yeah, I mean this is a great feeling and this is a great place.
Right. So someone with a 887 profile, and some we are not really differentiating you at Joka. So all the great things you said about it, all the things that you actually could accomplish. What is the one thing that you're actually looking forward to the most while being at Joka?
Yeah, so I mean, apart from the academics, we have let I should first teach. I should first touch the academics part. So we have great teachers here, and I was just looking at one of the teachers' profile. He's our statistics teacher, and he has done some pretty awesome job. He has taught in a lot of prestigious universities. So we have teachers like these here, and that is the first part. Apart from that, there is the campus is very beautiful, as we all know. It has 7 lakes, and it's
Hey,
like it's a
don't
natural
tease
beauty.
us. We're the pandemic batch. We haven't even been on campus yet. It's not fair.
I know it's pretty difficult to be patient, with that kind of campus. But in a month or in a month and a half, I think we'll all be on the campus. So like there is some optimism there.
Yes,
So
sir.
Rohit, why don't you tell us something about your backstory? Like, where did you grow up? How was your journey up till Joka?
Yeah, so I grew up in a village. So it is a like classic gram panchayat, and I still live in a joint family, and my father and my uncle are farmers. So I myself did some of the farming when I was a kid, and but I used to play a lot of cricket with my friends, and so but I also used to study, and that's why so that is pretty obvious. And my friends, which with whom I used to play cricket a lot in my childhood, they are doing odd stuff. And when I look at them, and when I look at when I go back to my village, I realize what all I have achieved. And IIM Calcutta obviously has been a dream, and I mean, coming from that background, it is it becomes such a big dream that you I mean you don't feel that this has become real. So
Right.
yeah.
So you mentioned that you've come from a farmer background, and even in the last year we had various protests related to that. And once you actually think about how can MBA can actually help you, so we have various fields like public policy, and you can actually work with various stakeholders at each level. So now you are going to have the ability to have a change, right? And so that change that I'm talking about, what are you looking forward to the most after the 2 years?
Yeah, so I want to build a career in finance, that is for sure, and I want to start at some level, some basic level in finance, fintech or something, because it's not easy for me to get a job, get a role in core finance. And then I want to work hard my way, and get a couple of CFA certifications, and then see where it goes. So so I mean, I could actually use this opportunity to do some do whatever I can to change the reality back at my place. But I think my passion is doing something in finance.
Right. Speaking about passions, there are so many clubs and special interest groups at Joka. What do you think about them, and which ones are you planning to join?
Yeah, so somebody has told me to not make things complicated, and and don't let the FOMO factor, and don't let the FOMO factor decide things for me. So for now, I'm keeping things very simple. I'll join a literature club, which what we call Jokar Diaries, and a cricket club maybe, and then a finance club. So Baki, let's see how it goes.
Right.
It
Talking
sounds
about
very
clubs,
sorted.
right.
Do it
I
over
know, right?
again.
Pretty much amazing. I feel like he has more wisdom than all of us combined. Anyway, so we were talking about club activities, and so as you can see from the past week, we were kind of pranked by one
Boo.
such club, right? How did you feel about that prank, and what was your initial reaction?
Yeah, so initially, like everybody else, I also attended the session, and I was also like, I was also thinking how long this is going to take, and
600 million.
I
Keeping the jokes aside, so let's come back to you, right? And so let's come back to when did you even realize that you wanted to pursue cat?
yeah, so I was slightly non-serious in my JEE preparation, and so I had to do with below, I would say below average college, and that's when I thought, I should work hard from now onwards, and I should, I thought that my potential is more than that, and just because I did not work hard for a couple of years, I should not settle for something I should have reached. I should have reached till. So I decided that I'll go for cat, and I'll see wherever it takes. But then after a year of preparation, I was pretty clear in my mind that I'll join IIM Calcutta, to be precise. and whichever interviews and whichever interaction I had with my mentors, I used to tell them only one word, that is, I am Calcutta, I want to go, I am Calcutta. They used to tell me that, I am Calcutta, you need a pretty high percentage for that college, but I was like, that is doable. So my profile is bad, and that is, I mean, I just had to work hard for CAT. So, and I'll tell you one instance where I had a book, and and on the first page of the book, the writer wanted me to write my three dream colleges before proceeding to the next pages, so that I could be clear in my focus. And I wrote I am Calcutta, on all the three blanks. So,
Oh,
and that was in
really? That
2016, I think.
sounds lovely. Back in 2016. Okay, that's like 5 years.
Yeah. So imagine realizing that dream after 5 years. I mean, in the midst of
I,
of
I'm
pandemic
so sorry to
and all.
ask this interview in the middle of the interview, but do you also have that same book with you?
Yeah, I have that book actually. It's in another room. Should I bring it?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Okay.
A few moments later.
Hey, so you're back with us, Rohit. Do you have the book?
Yeah, I have the book, and I'll show the page. And as I told earlier, I wrote this in 2016. Is it visible?
Can you pull it a little back? Little up, up.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, oh my God! You have actually written 3 times. I'm Calcutta. I'm Calcutta. That is amazing. That is something I could not have even imagined. So I am completely a little different than you, I'd say. So you knew from 5 years ago that you wanted IIM Calcutta, right? And you wanted to pursue an MBA, and you worked hard for it. I am one of those freshers who got into their first try. So I really don't know how you, have gone through the 5 years. So what are the kind of lessons that you taught yourself, I would say, in these past 5 years?
So I was not somebody who was very disciplined in the beginning. So when I started my CAT prep, I was actually very good at it. So I remember in one of the coachings, they were selecting 100 top students, and this was one of the nationwide coaching, where it sent us all across the nation. And I think I was 36th in the top 100 people that they were seeking for. So this was for their founders batch,
Wow.
and I did pretty good in that exam. But I think that batch was for my seniors. So they interviewed me, and they told me to join it next year. So I was that good in the beginning itself. Since I come from a rural background, so I had some issue in reading comprehension in the beginning, but I was very passionate about reading autobiographies and all. So I read some books, and I made it a habit to read articles. And even now I read ET Prime, and 2 or 3 articles daily. I regularly take a look at Wall Street Journal and New York Times. So I make it a point to do this. So I think this is where my reading improved, and CAT was not so much a challenge for me. But sometimes when you can't just dictate the results, right? You put in your efforts, and you
Right.
expect the best out of it. But sometimes it just does not go according to your plan. So
Right, Rohit. So this sounds very inspiring to me because, like Mayank, I'm also a fresher, and during my preparation, I was of the opinion that if I do not clear CAT this year, then I'm definitely dropping this. So hats off to you for having the spirit to continue this for so damn long, and I'm so happy that you finally made it here.
and hats off to you guys too for coming and joining our batch, because you guys come with a different level of energy and excitement. And and the fact that you all cleared CAT, and got such huge percentiles in the first attempt is very inspiring. And and you guys actually make us believe that sky is the limit, really.
Oof, यही तो भाव चाहिए था. So I'll take you back on another question that you just replied to. You said you did not really have a reading habit, and then you eventually build it, right? And various
Yeah.
articles, various books, various biographies. So even I wasn't that big on reading, but while I was preparing for my interviews, to build my why MBA answer, I had to dig up a lot into myself and actually the all the options available to me. So I found this book. Uh, this book is titled Fossil Free by Suman Sinha, which is also our esteemed alumni from IIM Calcutta itself. And He's actually the managing director and the founder of Renew Power. So he really inspired me, and I don't think I'll be able to crack that interview without his help. So can you take us through your interview journey for IIM Calcutta?
Yeah, so I was pretty lucky that day, and so they they so I take good interest in geo, and the
Oh
moment
wow!
my interview started, so they were like so I was working in an edtech startup, and it was acquired by one of the three big coaching centers in India. So they told me that your I mean this coaching thing helped you cat prep. So I was like, yeah, yes. So they were great mentors, and I got guidance from them and things like that. So they were like, they must have prepared you for interview as well. So we will ask you some different questions. So I was like, okay. And then they started with quad thing. So their exact question was like, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word quad? So, and but I take very active interest in geopolitics. So I was like, I quoted all the major newspapers and magazines, and so they were, I think, very impressed. And then there were a couple of statistics probability questions, and one or two questions on basics of computer science. uh, I think some logic gates questions on logic gates, and only so. So the a major part of the interview was on geopolitics, and so I got
Hey, that
lucky
sounds
that day.
fun.
But as you were talking about this book, so this college actually has given to the world some esteemed alumni, and our chief economic advisor is one of them, who also came into the convocation of the last batch. So
Right.
yeah, so we all have heard about the stories of the great alumni that the institute has produced, and they all are
Hey,
an
hey, hey, hey,
inspiration to us.
hey! This is a safe place. Don't push some pressure on us right away. We're gonna be alumni one day, aren't we?
So,
Yeah, but
like, speaking of
yeah,
alumni, we're going to be them one day. Right now, we're stuck in our homes. So, how has the Joka, or should I say, the virtual Joka experience been till now?
Oh, this question pains me.
yeah. So I mean, this is why I still don't believe that I have finally got into the college, because I've actually not got into the college campus, right? So academics is the only thing that I know, and apart from some introductions of the clubs that we had in the last weeks. So academics is good. So I have not been to a college like this before, and so I'm very impressed by the way the professors teach us here.
Right. So
I
talking
think
about
I think this is
academics
great.
and the way professors teach, right? So you might have noticed that we use a case pedagogy, right? So how did
Yeah.
you find that difference, and how did you, come adapted to it? Did you like it?
Yeah, actually, yes, I like it, and I think this will help me to improve a lot in how to approach problem solving. So let's suppose we are in our jobs and we are 10 people and we have a problem and we want to discuss the solution to the problem. So this approach will help us put our points and analyze the points one by one and then build a consensus. So I think this
Right.
will help very
So
much
a
in that
wise
sense.
person once said, "The life is too short to learn from your own mistakes. So why don't you learn from others?" And I
Yeah.
guess that's exactly what the case method tells us. It tells us to how to analyze from various position and various perspectives. Because, as you might have also seen, that not a lot of people, or not a majority at least, right? They're from an engineering background, but we also have people from various art background, law background, medical professions, and so on and so forth. That diversity actually brings the case method to its peak.
Yeah, so we all have different thoughts, and the way we think is different in the case of engineers and someone who is from commerce background and someone who's from law background. So the way they think, you understand, you have a peek into the way they think, and I think you learn from each other. And we have students. So I am 26, and I think somebody is, I think, 20. So their thinking is very fresh. They have not worked anywhere, right? So
Right.
The freshness that they bring to the table, and the freshness that you bring to the table, and the experience that I bring to the table. So we learn from each other a lot, and I think case discussion helps us in from that sense as well.
So you also mentioned very curious thing that you're 26 and a lot of your peers are 20, 21. Even in our team, we have someone who's 19 and we'll bring her in the show later on. But yeah, how do you feel about, just interacting with these youngsters?
Yeah, so as I just mentioned before, so their the freshness that they bring, and the excitement and they bring, it's very good to see them talking about their dreams very passionately.
Okay, so Rohit, let's now have a fun trivia round. We've had a long discussion about academics, and we still have to continue it the next day. So, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say Joka?
uh, Big, cool, natural beauty wala campus with 7 lakes, and a bird sanctuary on the other side of the road, and my dream college,
Right.
Oof.
my
So many
dream place
emotions,
actually.
so many
Yeah.
emotions. And like, but I just asked for one word though. Okay.
Right. So a question for you, Rohit. So you're finally, as you mentioned, from your whole farming background to eventually into an engineering college, going from that to an edtech platform, right? And
And
then you
Accenture in
finally,
between.
oh,
Hmm.
And Accenture in between.
right, also an MNC, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've had really diverse experiences. Are you
Yeah.
going to adjust to Calcutta well? Aren't you going to miss your other platforms, other things?
No, so actually, Calcutta is like comparatively nearer to my place. So all the among all the places that I have been in the last 10 years or so, Calcutta is the nearest from my place. So my place is in Bihar, and it's like, I don't know, 500 kilometers from Calcutta. So no, I think the culture is slightly similar when compared from Delhi and Mumbai, the other places that I have lived in. So, and
Right.
weather is also slightly similar. So I think,
So when you just said that it's very close to campus, everything else, I just heard road trip, road trip, road trip, road
That's what you always hear: road trip, road
yeah.
trip, road trip.
Yes, yes, we'll plan one road trip to
Yes,
my
and
village
please take
actually. So
Mayank with you. Otherwise, he
yeah,
will
yeah,
trip.
need
sure.
Please
your
take with me.
password.
Yeah, so it is one of the few places in Bihar which has actually hills and waterfalls. And in these rainy
Oh,
seasons, the waterfalls are like there is like they're active,
Hey
and
guys, so
it's a
my
natural place
intention of
actually.
making this interview is done. I've actually found a friend on campus and we're going to go on road trip. So I think I'm done for the day. Mishila, take it over.
okay, so one final question, and which is going to be the most trivial question that I've asked you today. Which is the one food that you're going to miss? Out
Okay,
of all the
I
places
think
that you've lived in, it doesn't necessarily have to be from your home place. Just like from
uh
everywhere that you stayed all over these years.
So when I stayed in Mumbai, I used to order, a particular, a special mutton biryani from a place. And when I moved from there, at my home, non-veg is not allowed. So when you bring non-veg from market, you have to sit on the ground literally, and then eat the non-veg. So when even in the lockdown, I could not, I did not have much non-veg. And then here in Delhi, I am missing that biryani that I used to have in Mumbai. So I think I'll miss that biryani for sure.
But I think like there's somebody in our batch who also owns a biryani chain. So I think you're good to go. And we're going to have
Ooh.
lots of biryani on campus. Yes, we're going to save this one for another podcast. I think we've had a lot of discussion today.
Yeah, yeah, it
Thank
was
you,
fun,
Rohit,
and
for
I think
being our first guest on the show. We definitely had a great time with you. And we're looking forward to you guys watching more of the Jokers and the Joker Life.
And and please let us know how you feel about today's episode, and also let us know what kind of topics you want us to cover. And if you like our content, please consider dropping a like, sharing it, or commenting it. It would mean the world to us.
Oh my God, are we influencers yet?